At Host Milan, there are new grinders absolutely everywhere. Let's go check out what is new and cool in the grinder space. So here we are on the Mazzer stand, and I want to show you the new Mazzer Ready. It's a 75mm flat burr grinder which is designed for the cafe market. But what it does is it allows you to pre-grind and quickly dose coffee into your portafilter handle, or you can grind on demand. You can do that by time-based grinding, and I'll show you the insides. Essentially, there's a tube here which will grind off into two different sections, and you can hold 22 grams in each of those compartments. And depending on the amount that you want to put into your portafilter handle, you can have either one or both of those open simultaneously to fall straight into your portafilter. So it makes it nice and quick in service, just to reload very, very quickly. If you want to keep fresh ground, you can turn that setting off and just have it grind straight into your portafilter for the time amount that you've got set, either single or double button. If you want to zero out your top number system for your grind burrs, it's very easy to do. It's actually a two-part piece where you can remove the number section and realign it based on the calibration of the burrs that you have. So that's another cool little feature that might just help you stay in sync with your baristas each day. So the Ready isn't available just yet, but it will be available in the first part of next year. And in terms of where it sits in pricing, it hasn't been decided, but it is going to sit under the Major in the lineup. This year at Host, grinders and weight-based technology is definitely the buzzword. And it's no exception with ECM here having the Exacto. So you've got a 64mm stainless steel burrs. You can run this as a time or a weight-based grinder. It's really easy with the big LCD display on the front to adjust between single or double shot doses. You can, on the side here, do your micro adjustments. It's a very smooth, nice dial. I'm very impressed with how you can change the grind settings there. You do have a adjustable height portafilter holder as well, and when you pop it on, it's super simple. It will just auto recognize the group handle and start to grind out whatever you have set on the screen. With a 400-watt motor and 1350 RPM, this is one of the quietest grinders that we have seen throughout the whole show. Here we are on the Compak stand, and these little babies caught our eye a little bit earlier. Had to come back and see Damien, so mate.
How are you all doing?
Thank you.
Thank you for coming along.
Mate, tell us about these new Compak Single Dose grinders with some cool tech.
All right, so here we go. We're gonna have two models. It's a single dose home grinder, weight-based, but it's more likely a control recipe scale. So the whole idea was to actually just work with one unit and for you to be easy, instead of having bazillions of gadgets around. And from there, we got two models. We got a basic model, and we got a, let's say, pheno scale that comes along with it. So we have an extractable magnetic chute, cool. Easy, clean. Then what else? We have a good electronic. We have a little scale recipe there. So we set our cup. We can check the grammage. We tear, put the recipe in, open the grinder, and that's pretty much it on that side. Obviously, air blower, taking all the residues out. Clean for the next cup of coffee, and pretty simple to calibrate. The most idea basically, we wanted to take complications for home users around, because at the end of the day, you know, it can end up coming back when it's a B2C. So we wanted to keep the grinder real simple, but with a really great grind quality.
Yeah.
So in order to calibrate the grinder, we just have to actually grab the entire thing, the head, until it's all locked up. We switch the calibration ring to the position, and from there we just literally go ahead and just open wherever we want to go. If we want to change our brewing method, same thing. We close all the way, and from there we open again. It also has a little echo mode, so whenever you guys are not using the grinder, the screen lights will turn down, will dim down, in order for consumption to be, it's not going to be like a crazy less consumption, but at least it's something.
Cool.
Micro switch security. So whenever you're grinding, open up the lid, grinder will turn off. And the basic model has same that we just spoke about, but it's just going to be an on and off grinding all day.
No weight base. Yeah.
No weight base. And that's pretty much it, buddy.
Anti-static, little
no
flicker.
little static. We also have, as I just mentioned, a little extractable magnetic chute, and you can also hit if there will be a bit of static or anything for it to fall down. There we got the recipe scale right underneath. And once again, if we wanted to get in and out of the grinder, very simple. We literally just twist it all the way until it comes out, and then we just have one screw for us to get into the bus.
Awesome. Black, blue, any other
blue,
colors?
and white. And those are the 3 standard colors. After that, after a palette, obviously we will be customizing anything. So
right. And releasing
sale? Hopefully in a couple of weeks, brother. I don't want to, throw myself out there. But yeah, within the next month, they should be out in the streets. Awesome. After 3 years, finally.
Thanks,
there we go. Absolute pleasure,
man.
buddy.
Bye.
Have a good day.
This is one of my favorite grinders that's here new at the Mazzer stand. And it's for all you people that have had the Mazzer Mini, the one you've had for 20 years. Well, this is the new Mini Mazzer G. That's right, it's a weight-based mini Mazzer that you can have at home, and it's packed full of awesome features. The first thing is that it does have a motor that is twice as fast as your old Mini. So you can get your grind out super quick into your portafilter or into a dosing pot. You've got the standard set of burrs here with the pre-clumpers, but you can order the other set, which if you're a bit of an espresso and you want a little bit more cleanliness and sweetness, these are the kind of burrs that you would want to put in the grinder. The interface itself is the same that's used in the higher end models, running their telemetry that allows them to understand how much grind is falling into the dosing pot or group handle and make sure it calibrates perfectly for you. You can set the grinder up to achieve the actual target weight, and it gives you the true number of what is actually coming out into your portafilter or your dosing pot. Mazzer is all about accuracy and doing things perfectly, so it's up to you. You can have the exact info or you can have the target weight. If you've looked into weight-based grinders, banging a bench or having an issue is something you've got to consider. But with the Mini Mazzer G, it will always look back and go, okay, I'm going to keep grinding by weight. I'm not going to revert to time to fill up that dosing pot. I will still give you the end weight or the target weight that you've desired. And I was bashing that bench pretty hard, and we only got 0.04 grams under that weight. So that's very impressive for a weight-based grinder. If you do want to run it as a time-based grinder, that's fine. You just turn off the weight-based and you're back like you used to have in your old grinders. But it's super fast, super accurate, and far quicker and beautiful flavor profiles that you would have had from your old Mini. So maybe it's time to upgrade. You can get it in a white, a black, the traditional gloss grey, a dark grey, and also that beautiful polished aluminium that you've seen on the Mazzer range. So keep an eye on it, it'll be coming out early next year. A couple more grinders that I want to show you are on the Eureka stand. You know, there's a lot of Eureka grinders that have been sold in Australia over the time, but there's certainly some time for an upgrade. So the first one I'm going to show you here is the Atom W65 Casa, or home version. Essentially, this is a 65mm burr set. You've got your weight-based auto recognition. If you pop your handle in, it will auto recognize what you have set on the screen by weight. So you've got 3 different options that you can customize the weight of the grams that are going to be in there. So there's your first number, your second, or your third. So if you had 3 different handles or 3 basket sizes, it would be easy for you to quickly change those. And when you pop it in, it will automatically grind straight into the portafilter. The other 2 are over here. So the Minion, you might have heard that before, but this is the next generation. There are 2 models, the Stark W and the StarkTech. But the Stark W, essentially, it will auto adjust the variance between the top burr and the below burr after you've made your grind. Now, it doesn't communicate with the coffee machine, but let's say we have a recipe on our second dose right here. What we do is we go and have an extraction. And if our target time was 25 and we got, say, 30 seconds and we save it, when we go back, it will tell us that we need to change the grind from 159 to 161 with the dial here on the top. Oh, and when we hit the target number, it's a very finite change, but once we get to that, it will accept it, and we now know that we have the change to go back and get our target time of 25 seconds. So that's pretty smart tech. You can have that single dose or double dose, and you can input that as a recipe. So if that's your beautiful Colombian coffee, light roast, and you've worked it all out, you can go in, save that recipe, and recall that anytime. And the grinder will actually then adjust the burrs to match that recipe. The newest one, it's not out yet, probably a bit later in next year, is the StarkTech. But what this one will actually do is all the same tech that we had on the Stark W, but now we have variable RPM. So we can increase or decrease the speed of the motor, and we all know that that has a different taste profile to Burr sets, so it's a bit more of an upgraded model. And when we're going to change the distances between those two burrs, we don't have the manual dial. We will be doing it digitally here on the screen. So across both these models, when you pop the portafilter handle in, they will automatically grind into the portafilter because it is all dosed by weight. Both of the upper burr sets are blind screw, which means that the screw doesn't go through the burr set and can have a little cavity where it might catch a few of the grinds. And the motors on these is 10-year warranty, so that's really good support for long term. So there's some pretty cool stuff coming out of Eureka this year at Host Milan. I'm on the Quick Mill stand, and one of the most exciting things we have right now is the partnership that they have with Eureka grinders. They have what's called is TIO Connect. We have a TIO grinder and a TIO coffee machine. And basically they can talk to each other to make sure that you get a super easy extraction. Let me explain a little bit further. We have a weight-based grinder here. But what we have is once you put in the recipe for your weight, not only for how much coffee you want in your group handle, you are also starting to set parameters of temperature and yield so that the machine knows exactly what it's going to be making when it comes across. So we'll pop in the handle and it will start to grind the dose for the recipe that's already set in here for the 2 group. Once that's finished, we'll be able to bring it over to the machine. We'll give that a quick little bit of a level. Bit of a tamp. When we bring it over and we lock it in, the blue means that we're working off the recipe that was put into the grinder. We could make a change if we want manually with this dial and go and do a single espresso or make a change if we like. But if we want to stick to the recipe that was in the grinder, the blue lights up, there's a little tick down the bottom here, and essentially all you do is grab your cups, pop them under, hit go, and you're ready to extract. When that's happening, there's a few extra features that you can play with, which is your variable pump pressure here as well. It's a vibration pump, so essentially that was set at 11 bar. I'm going to bring that back down to the good old standard 9 bar. Now it's recording all the data, and if our recipe was to extract in 24 seconds, it's got a plus or minus of 3 seconds before it's actually going to go and adjust the burr set on the grinder. So we're at 23.7, so that's within the parameter. So the machine now isn't going to tell anything to the grinder. It's just going to say, keep going, we're happy. But if there was a change, it would actually increase or decrease the burr sets to speed up or slow down the extraction. That is pretty cool. Host is the place to release new products. It's not quite in production yet, but I'm sure in the early parts of next year, we'll start to see this model coming throughout the world. So there you have it, a whole lot of new cool tech in the grinder space here at Host Milan 2025. What did you like the best? Pop a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you thought was going to be a grinder that might suit you or what you really enjoyed. Anyway, thanks very much. Catch you next time. Cheers.